Because in TS2 they're just the undead are just cursed, essentially.
Yeah. I guess
not
curse
die.
is another way.
Let's just buy like 100 arrows. It's fine.
Oh boy, the OP early arrow cheese you could do.
I mean, it worked pretty well for that guy.
Mm-hmm.
That's kind of what happened
Got
to me
us solid.
for Demon Souls.
Yeah,
Until
got a solid move to it.
until I went into the Dragon Longsword, and then the game was basically over.
Mine's OP weapon. Fuck this game. It's dead.
Pretty much
Well-
is.
I mean, all it was is just a long sword with fire.
A lot of fire damage, basically doubling the damage on already a good weapon.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And
Got
typing it
range,
as magic,
damage.
so if they weren't, like, resistant to fire, it was even stronger. Because it wasn't affected by any physical defenses.
In later Dark Souls games, like, if you ever wonder why magic, or wonder why people complain about magic not being very good in later Souls games, it's because it was really broken in Demon Souls.
I've never seen people complain about it.
You know what? I see
And that surprises me because
people also complain about it in reference to Elder Scrolls games. They're like, why can't I build completely broken magic that doesn't make the game function correctly at all? It's like, why can't I just get 100 camouflage and then not play the game again like I could in Morrowind? I don't know. People fucking confuse the shit out of me. It's like, but the game feels so much better in Skyrim. Like, hits feel better, it feels better to attack, everything's a smoother animation, everything is scaled. No! I want to make my stupid OP spell, even though the rest of the game is shitty around that spell. This is mostly due to Oblivion. Like, Morrowind has its own set of problems, but when people say they like Oblivion more than Skyrim, I have zero respect for their opinion. Because it's just fucking wrong.
Oh
I
boy,
love how the character
remastered.
models look worse. I love how the specular lighting is used terribly, like, in most areas of Oblivion. I love how the scaling of enemies makes no fucking sense and makes you take minutes to kill enemies when you're anything over level 20. I love how you're constantly doing the same Oblivion gate 30 times in a row.
I like jumping to gain levels.
Not a very
don't
big
get that
fan of this whole thing, if you haven't gotten it yet.
I still need to play a Dark Souls game.
Should give it a try.
And like, as much as I love Morrowind, and I like Morrowind a lot, like, if I was gonna say that mechanically, Skyrim is the better game. It just is.
it's kind of crazy that Skyrim is it 8 years old now?
I love how
Something like
everybody,
that.
like, hates Skyrim just magically for some reason.
That's
But then nobody was saying that shit when it fucking came out. People are still
That's-
literally buying
no.
it. And
I mean, it's a vocal minority for sure, because that's bullshit.
I've never
no,
played
it's
it.
just the hip thing to say, which is
Yeah,
really
yeah,
stupid.
Or the hipster. Yeah.
I don't hate Skyrim. I just hate that it's been out a million different times.
Like, you can
What do
not
you mean?
like it as much as another game, but to say that the actual game experience itself is better is just no. Not in terms of gameplay, like the way the game plays.
It'll win.
It could still be good though.
That's true. That's where things like FF14 and WoW come in. I mean, I really liked FF11, but that game had serious problems as well. Like, very, very serious problems that they didn't address until well into when the game wasn't hot anymore. which is a shame. Like, that game's economy was so fucked, like, on inception. It's kind of hard to talk about anything if you haven't played it, so... But basically, the entire economy of the game was controlled by about 13 different items, I want to say. So if you could corner those or whatever, then inflation was pretty rampant. And there was no way to, like, stop people from farming those, like, 13 items. So competition was high for a very limited pool of items, and they didn't make those
Diablo
items... Well, they didn't make those items available. So, like, in Diablo, you can always, like, leave and come back, right? You can just, like, reset an
And there's
instance.
seasons as well.
Yeah, but you can always, like, reset an instance to get something. There's a big difference between that and me sitting there for 40 hours straight in a cave to get the spawn of an enemy. And then when I get the spawn, there's like a 3-hour variance to when it can spawn from its previous spawn. So then after that, I have to bring people, we basically have to sit there for 6 hours. And hope, not only hope that we're there when it spawns, but also hope that we're the ones that claim it. And if we aren't the ones that claim it, hope that we saw it die so we get a new timer. This was this was a fucking basic monk quest item too. It was fucking, it was gross.
Oh,
hot
oh yes. I will stay behind to gaze at the sun.
Good old Solaire.
The sun is a wondrous body.
Instantly,
like a magnificent
instantly
father.
getting blind.
If only I could be so grossly incandescent.
Let me just look into the sun.
Yes. Praise the sun.
Grossly incandescent.
I honestly don't remember.
I just
Well,
remember
I have
Bobby
one
having like
option.
a big ass axe or sword or some shit like that, and then he just tore shit up.
So, I'm pretty sure this isn't gonna work, but I have to try.
And I remember him dying to the classic way of the arrow to the knee.
Fantastic. Yeah, so arrows have a much further distance.
Okay, that literally went through his body there. So this doesn't work. Unless I hit him in the fucking head, which is... I guess I can try
Okay, they
it.
also have max range, unfortunately.
They do. Well, they do... Well, in Demon Souls, I should say, they had depreciating damage
Right.
further back that you were.
Got the attention of all the guys at the end of the bridge, though.
I think you can turn off depth of field in this game.
Yeah, that didn't work. Okay.
You can with DS Fix.
So, your cue that this is dangerous when he first comes is that scorching part on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
There's also a... So there's that middle part, which...
That castle in the background kind of looks like Kaer Morhen.
So my main issue here is I lose my humanity if I die there, which means that... and I wouldn't necessarily recover it. What do I have for fire resist? I think this is my... God damn it.
You have the fire resist shield.
Clearly, you just have to pull it up and block.
Yeah, that doesn't work. I factually know that doesn't work. Didn't in the other game, doesn't in this one. I want to unequip that because I'm never going to use that in that context. Okay, time for information gathering. So I'm going to use an Estus. I need to know when this guy starts breathing fire.
I'm playing literally the worst version of Maria ever.
Okay, he's
PSP?
not breathing fire yet.
CVHD.
Oh.
I don't know which is worse, PSP Maria or this one.
Hold on, that camera is not helping the situation.
Camera's fine.
Dragon's being really nice, honestly.
I mean, I'm getting pretty close. Ooh, I did hear a roar there. Yeah,
Now I'm curious as to how he works.
he has a trigger point, just like anything else.
I'm
Well-
sure there's some other.
The question is when it triggers. So, like, the first time he comes, it's to show you that he's a thing.
Right.
Yeah.
But after that, he has to have a trigger point. Like, he can't just constantly be scorching the bridge unless he is actually just a block. Like, you are not allowed to get past him. Ow.
So maybe it's just the way I handled this, but I thought he started flaming from
That's dumb.
this point.
Okay.
I think it's variable.
Maybe you just misremembering?
Maybe? I played a lot.
Yeah, this is... really hate... This game really, really doesn't like you trying to kick or jump attack.
Yeah, that's why I never use it. Problem.
Okay. So the important thing is to walk here. Okay, first red corpse. Actually, the important thing to do here as well is to hold sprint, but walk. That way it's ready for when you do need to run.
Oh, it
Second
has
charred
wind up.
corpse. Okay, that is a staircase down. Okay.
Hmm.
Side, side, staircase down. So that's where we're going. Do I go there now with one Estus?
What the fuck? I look
guess
like
I
you remember
look
this ever
down there.
happening.
Yeah.
Okay, interesting.
I think what usually happens to me is that like I'm just sprinting down there, and maybe he
Yeah.
aggroes earlier if you're sprinting.
I guess so.
Maybe you guys are just bad.
I
That's
guess.
definitely the case.
I mean, that's also a possibility that if you're sprinting, maybe, like actually sprinting,
Mhm.
maybe the game designers were like, well, if we don't start him earlier, then they'll make it. Right? Like, that's another possibility. You get what I mean?
Yeah.
Ladder to a bonfire.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kick ladder. I've kicked the ladder.
Do you recognize
Do you
anything
recognize
here?
where you are?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I do. I look around a little bit before I go down.
This is a thing you can expect to happen a lot in this
Yeah,
game.
I mean, that's good, though. Like, that was one of the big complaints that I had with Demon Souls, is there weren't enough of these type of things.
Right.
Oh, man. This is gonna be great or terrible, depending on what happens.
He's creeping.
Wow. His lean back saved him. Didn't save him that time, though, did it?
Oof.
Well, you can have a friend here in a minute. I can hear the guys coming from above.
Shit.
And again, I'm not really sure if they're coming or if they're just getting trapped.
They probably just reacted to the noise.
Ooh, this shadow does not look great. It's going at like 24 frames per second.
Yeah, hung well.
This is a problem. Okay.
I remember your friendly rap.
Mm-hmm.
It's a very big problem because there's two of them. Okay,
If only you had some kind of thrusting attack.
I do. But since this isn't tight corners like in the other place, I can actually use my slash, which is faster to the draw. Listen to this bad advice from Alucard. Use your thrust attack so that they can hit
Oh,
you
when
and
you
poison
first-
you.
I mean, there's a massive cooldown time after they hit your shield anyway.
You know, you'd think that, but that's actually how I got hit the last time. I got poisoned. Because I tried to, and I guess maybe it did a fast attack in that case. It hit me before it happened. Once again, seeing the theme that this game really could have used a little bit more lighting. Not like the remake is shaping up, but I would appreciate maybe another 10 feet of light.
Sure.
Where the fuck
I
is
don't
the
think
light?
this...
Wait, do I have a stone on me in this game? No.
Nope.
My light is literally coming from my dick.
Just an
apparently.
Omni. Yeah.
Just
Omni light
there.
on you.
I think they meant to have something for your character, or they just like never decided to put it in.
They just said, fuck you, screw it.
In Demon Souls, there's a continual light stone basically on you. Tower.
Oh, that's kind of
It's
cool.
like a little stone that's
I really
glowing.
need that.
It's
They don't
like
call it a
actually-
continual light stone, but it's a continual light stone.
It's like actually in your inventory too, which is cool.
Really? Wow, that's really cool.
And then I guess they forgot about it.
Oh, this part. Yeah.
Well, I mean, of course they forgot about it. It's not like they just lifted Boletaria and put it into this game.
I think a lot of people, when they think of Dark Souls, they think of like these few beginning parts of the game.
No, they think of the
How
you
they
died
feel.
screen all over and over because memes.
Not wrong.
Sure.
There is a battle thingy there. Can't entirely see what it is. Looks like a boar, kind of. Maybe it's a wolf. It's hard to tell. I'm gonna say a boar. Battle Boar would be a pretty cool Saturday morning cartoon show. Or maybe like a toy that you like fought with friends with. Like you put it on a
Battle
spinner or
Boar would
something.
be like the 2 weekend bad guy for a cartoon.
That's true. I was thinking like
Monster of the week.
those things where like almost like Beyblades, that whole genre of toys where like you fought friends with them, but literally you just like wound them up and they just ran into each other a bunch.
Sounds like what pigs do.
Your goal is to just
Dude,
take all the armor off
boars
of it
are
or something.
fucking ridiculously dangerous.
Boars are
They kill
Yeah,
lions. They actually kill lions.
well, you're thinking of wildebeest, but
No,
similar.
boars do it too.
There are boars in Africa.
Yes.
There's boars everywhere.
There's bush pigs.
Interesting.
They fucking punk
Oh, yeah.
lions.
Remember this guy?
Oh,
Turns out when you take basically a 70-pound rock and make it run 35 miles per hour into something, it hurts like shit.
Oh, it's much more than 70 pounds. They can be like 200.
Yeah.
Those little tanks.
So do I fight the Battle Boar or do I fight the Knight? Tough call. I think the Knight is more of a known quantity. So despite being potentially more dangerous. Oh, I forgot to check if the Black Knight was up again. I guess I'll find that out if I die. Right.
Sure.
Eventually. I guess.
Unless you
Pretty far
just
away
want
now.
the information. Just let me spoon feed it to you.
This guy's just chilling up here. Wow. Okay, never mind. I thought that the steeple up there was... I guess it's not a steeple. Whatever that is. I thought that was a fucking bonfire. I was like...
Oh,
Okay. So the downside to this guy is it looks like I am going to have to parry this guy.
Not necessarily.
well, it's a much smaller arena, and you probably don't want him on the stairs.
Ow. Ow. How? Is he...
Yes.
I guess he just swings through the wall. Like a
Your
huge
hitbox
swing through the wall guy.
It still goes forward
Actually,
if you're.
I have a good idea. Maybe
Make
not a
your
great
glance.
idea. But I have- Whoop. That was not exactly the idea. But I'll take it. I have no idea if this will work, but we're gonna give it a shot.
I've never actually tried doing this.
Oof. This guy has a much more robust move set. Excuse me? I might be screwed, though.
Ooh.
Come on, please.
God damn it. Thank you, game, for making a really, really terrible kick move that never seems to proc correctly. Hugely appreciative. Like, if I could guarantee to get a kick, but no, that's impossible. Actually impossible. Whatever.
I think.
Because I never actually kicked. Because this game's terrible at realizing if you can kick or jump attack.
Yeah, I don't know, but it's basically frame perfect. The input. It's really stupid.
Wow, this guy's just here now? Huh. Well.
Don't worry about it.
Oh.
What? I've never. I
Question
guess
mark?
I've never done this to see this.
Well, I guess that makes sense. Guess that's how they work.
And probably only the Black Knights and the.
Well, yeah, the ones out here. So to
Yeah.
answer your question, they don't respawn. So my guess is that when you rest, they just doesn't affect them at all. So
Probably.
he's still trying to map back.
I
Or
probably
pass
should
back
just die
special.
here. I feel like I should die here in order to not drop off the cliff. I guess my humanity would respawn on the cliff, right?
Yeah. Because it, your bloodstain goes back
Please
for
work.
a couple seconds.
Yeah, this is never gonna work correctly. Never gonna work correctly. So I'm just gonna have to fight him. Which
I
is,
mean, he's like half HP already.
it's not really the point. The point is that basically I can't use a strategy that should, like, I can't even test it because it doesn't work.
I mean, you're not wrong. It is kind of terrible like that.
Which is super weird because, like, I'd accidentally get the equivalent in Demon Souls sometimes. Like, I'd be trying to just, like, move forward and attack, and sometimes it'd proc. In this game, it's just like, nope.
Overly compensated, maybe. Is he still there?
See?
I don't see him.
Yeah, because I died,
I don't think so.
so he probably respawned back at his spot.